It's Friday. It's time to go over what I read in the last couple days. Let's get into this. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to get to at least 500 subscribers as soon as possible, so if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe right now. It was insane how quickly this series jumped up into like my all-time favorites, with it being a conclusion to a 4-book series, and they're all pretty beefy. I think Gwynne does an amazing job at tying plot holes and plot points and character arcs together in a very satisfying conclusion that just left me speechless. I just felt like there was so much joy and happiness, but despair and grief, and I felt all of the emotions while going through The Faithful and the Fallen. Without being too spoilery, Gwynne does a great job of writing characters that feel real and raw, and with this being his debut series, you can still feel that like newness to Gwynne's writing style, because I had read the Bloodsworn saga before reading The Faithful and the Fallen, and you can tell it's a little bit more polished, but this was an awesome series and I love it so much. I'm just gonna hold it near and dear to my heart for a really long time. What was fun about this was I didn't actually listen to any audio because I ran out of credits. So Audible, if you want to sponsor me, I'm here. And my Libby didn't have any holds for the audio version of this. Like, I couldn't find it in any of my library cards that I had. So that was frustrating, but it gave me time to savor the book a little bit more, which I appreciated because I love this series so much. And there's just something about like physically reading a book you really love that brings a layer of love and like devotion to it. So I really love that. Highly, highly, highly recommend The Faithful and Fallen. If you haven't started it already, just know it's Nathan approved and it has a great ending. The audiobook that I did get was for Jade War. And this is the second book in the Greenbone saga by Fonda Lee. If you're not familiar, this is urban fantasy where the mafia in this world uses jade to enhance human abilities. So there are magic aspects to it. I'm not very good at explaining how and exactly why it works, but imagine you have jade jewelry and you are strong and fast and you can do other cool things. This is a story of family and loyalty and what it means to be loyal to your clan, to your pillar of the clan. And in this book, you get to see the ramifications of book 1, and they all drop in and spiral into book 2, because the first half of this book was like politics. It was like, example, Tyrion Lannister, that level of politicking where he's moving pieces around and putting people into places where they need to go. That's what it felt like with this book. There was like 3 different characters that were just on their game, trying to maneuver and make the right choices for the specific plot points. And at exactly the 50% mark, you get this heavy piece of information just dropped on you. And it's just this high epic point where all of the politicking was pushing to. And then the back half of it was just things happening one after another. And it just felt like I was just running through this crazy ending. So I am excited for book 3. I hear that it's another very satisfying conclusion. And if you know anything about me, I love and value good conclusions. Highly anticipating Jade Legacy. Fonda Lee is like really, really good at what she's doing. I'm a huge fan of this series so far, and I'm excited to see how it concludes. But yeah, this is another easy 5-star for me. Then my wife recommended The Secret History by Donna Tart. Luckily, I had requested a Libby hold a while back and it finally came through, so it was good timing. I literally had no idea what this book was about. I didn't even know like the premise. So I just heard that people like it. And if you do not want to know, go skip ahead until you don't see me holding this book anymore. But if you do want to know a little bit, I can set some expectations for you. because I'm not done with this book yet. I'm 70% through, and I'm loving it so far, but to set expectations for you, the viewer. This is a slow burn literary book. It reads like it could be a classic one day. You get Richard, he's the main character. It is first person. He's kind of smart, but he lies a lot, and he lies about how wealthy he is. And he goes to college in this uppity town and loves Greek, so he goes to the Greek college class, and it gets accepted into this inner circle group where the professor, like, elite people only. And it's just a tale of how somebody died and how it affects the characters. It is like a literal character study on assholes and how power and influence and lies affect your life. I'm loving the themes, but man, I want to punch some of these characters. They are so insufferable, but in the best way possible. Like, Donna Tart does a fantastic job at writing really hateable characters. So I should be finishing it this weekend, and I expect it to go very well. And then the last book is Z.B. Steele, Whispers of the Storm. This is another first-person story where you have your main character recounting the story of how he got to this position, telling you the story of how he grew up and his family sold him to this training like school. And I'm about 15 chapters in, so I'm still pretty early on, but what I'm liking so far is we're getting a training school, we're getting a recounting of a story, we're getting what seems to be an epic assassin duel, like fight scenes where we're really rooting for a character. He made some tough choices. So it's checking off a lot of boxes that I personally love. I'm very excited to see what happens with the rest of this book, because from the friends that I have, they do tell me that this book rocks and they are pumped for the next book. I'm really loving it. So hit up an indie author, hit up Z.B. Steele, go follow him on socials, but this book is really good so far. I think I will really like it. That's what I read. What did you read? Let me know in the comments down below. I want to know, and if you've read any of the books that I have read, let me know your thoughts. I want to know if you have also enjoyed Faithful and the Fallen, Jade War, Secret History, or if you've also read Whispers of the Storm. I want to know in the comments down below. And as always, catch you in the next one.